You are 24 years old. You have $214 in your checking account. Not because something went wrong this month, because this is what every month looks like. The paycheck comes in, the rent goes out, the groceries go out, the phone bill goes out, the small things that add up to a large thing go out. And what remains, if anything remains, is $214. Sometimes it is less. Last month, it was $47. You are not in debt. You're not in crisis. You are simply at zero. Not the zero that comes after something collapses. The zero that comes before anything has been built. The zero that is for a very specific kind of person. Not an endpoint, but a starting line. You grew up watching your parents work hard, constantly, with skill and dignity and absolutely no financial result. The jobs were real. The exhaustion was real. The money, the accumulation of it, the compounding of it, the building of something from it, never materialized. Nobody in your family ever talked about investing. Nobody used the word portfolio. Nobody had a financial advisor, a brokerage account, a trust, or a plan. Money came in, money went out. This was the relationship. This was the model. And you have inherited it. Not as a choice, as a default. Here is what nobody tells the person who starts from zero. The disadvantage is not the zero. The disadvantage is not knowing that the zero is a starting line.
Here is the specific pain of starting from zero that no financial content addresses. It is not the lack of money. It is the lack of a model. People who grew up with wealth, even moderate middle-class wealth, absorbed something invisible alongside the money. They watched adults make financial decisions. They heard the vocabulary at the dinner table: Roth IRA, index fund, equity, compound interest, not as lessons, as background noise. And background noise becomes fluency over time without anyone noticing it happened. The person who starts from zero does not have that background noise. They have a different background noise entirely. The sound of money being a source of stress, of scarcity, of shame. The sound of accounts that barely worked, of overtime that never translated into freedom, of work that was permanent and wealth that was not possible. That background noise is not louder than the other kind. It is simply different, and it produces a different starting assumption. The assumption that the rules of wealth accumulation apply to certain people, and that certain people is not you.
This video is about the moment that assumption breaks, and what happens at every level after it breaks. We'll follow one person through all 6 levels. Nadia, first generation, no family money, starting salary of $38,000 at 26. A background noise that said this was not for her, and a specific Tuesday when she decided to stop believing it. There is a concept in behavioral psychology called financial identity, the story a person carries about who they are in relation to money. Not what they earn, not what they spend, the story, the belief underneath the behavior. For someone who starts from zero, the financial identity is almost always inherited. It was not chosen, it was absorbed from the conversations overheard, the anxieties witnessed, the patterns lived in, the unspoken lesson of a household where money was always the problem and never the tool.
Level 1, the starter. Net worth $0 to $5,000. Age range 18 to 30. You understand for the first time that the money you spend on things that disappear is different from the money you spend on things that stay. This sounds obvious. It is not obvious. For the person who grew up in a household where every dollar was spoken for before it arrived, the concept of a dollar that works instead of a dollar that leaves is genuinely new information. Nadia is here at 26. Her first act of financial rebellion is small. She opens a high-yield savings account. She transfers $50 from each paycheck automatically. Not because $50 will change her life, because the act of keeping a dollar, of telling a dollar to stay, is a psychological breakthrough that cannot be measured in interest rates. At level 1, the trap is comparison. You look at what the people around you have, the vacations, the cars, the ease, and the $50 that felt like a breakthrough feels like nothing. The gap between where you are and where the content you consume suggests you should be is enormous and immediate and demoralizing. The people who make it through level 1 are not the ones who are most motivated. They are the ones who stop comparing early enough that the comparison doesn't kill the momentum before the momentum has built anything.
Level 2, the learner. Net worth $5,000 to $35,000. Age range 22 to 35. You discovered that there is a language you were never taught, Not a complicated language, a specific one. Index fund, expense ratio, employer match, dollar cost averaging, tax-advantaged account. These are not advanced concepts. They are the basic vocabulary of a system that has been operating around you your entire life, in plain sight, in a language your household never spoke. Nadia is here at 28. She has read 2 books, watched 40 hours of YouTube, asked questions that felt embarrassing to ask, opened a Roth IRA with $500, started contributing enough to her 401k to get the full employer match, which is, she now understands, a 50% to 100% instant return on every dollar contributed, the best guaranteed return in personal finance, and something millions of people leave unclaimed every year because they did not know it existed. She did not know it existed because nobody told her. That is not a personal failure. It is a structural one. The information was available. The access to the information assumed a starting context that she did not have. At level 2, the trap is information without application. The learner reads everything, understands much of it, and then pauses at the edge of the first real decision, because the distance between understanding and doing is crossed by one thing that the books do not fully prepare you for: trust. Specifically, the trust that the system will work for you the same way it works for the people in the case studies, who, you will notice if you look closely, rarely started from zero.
Level 3, the builder. Net worth $30,000 to $150,000. Age range 28 to 42. You have money in the market now. Not a lot, but real money. Money that you did not spend. Money that is growing at a rate that your savings account never approximated. And the month the market dropped 8% and your balance went down by an amount that would have taken you 4 months to save, you did not sell. You sat with the discomfort. You read your own notes from level 1 about why selling during a correction is the mechanism by which small investors turn temporary losses into permanent ones. And you did not sell. That single undramatic act of sitting on your hands is worth more than most financial advice ever given. Nadia is here at 32. Net worth $44,000, most of it in retirement accounts. The number is real. The number is hers. The number is more than her mother made in a single year at the job she held for 22 years. That comparison lands differently than the comparison at level 1. This one does not demoralize. This one changes something in the identity. Level 3, the trap, is the first lifestyle upgrade. The income has grown. The discipline has been established. And the reward, the thing that discipline has been deferred for, feels overdue. The trap is when the lifestyle upgrade matches the income increase, leaving the investment gap exactly where it was. The trap is celebrating the building by stopping the building. Level 4, the believer. Net worth $150,000 to $500,000. Age range 33 to 50. Something shifted that you cannot fully explain to anyone who has not felt it. You started trusting the math. Not intellectually. You trusted it intellectually at level 2 when you read it in the book. This is different. This is the embodied understanding that comes from watching your own money compound across a full market cycle. The drop, the uncertainty, the recovery, the new high. Nadia is here at 38. Net worth $210,000. She has been earning more for 3 years, a job change that increased her income by 40%. The entire increase went to investments for the first year. She did not change her lifestyle for 12 months while her income grew. That single year is responsible for a disproportionate share of her current trajectory. The believer is no longer building from hope. They are building from evidence. And evidence is a completely different foundation. At level 4, the trap is identity lag. The numbers say one thing. The internal story says another. These are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that the identity upgrade is running behind the financial upgrade. They resolve with time, and with the one thing that cannot be rushed: evidence accumulating until it outweighs the story. Level 5, the independent. Net worth $500,000 to $2 million. Age range 40 to 58. The math crossed a line you have been watching approach for years. Your investment returns in a good year now exceed what you earn at your job. Not replace, exceed. The money is making more money than the work is. You are still working, by choice or necessity or both, but the relationship between work and survival has changed in a way that changes everything downstream from it. Nadia is here at 46. Net worth $780,000. She has not told her mother the number. She does not know how to say it. The conversation about money in her family was always the conversation about not having it. There is no inherited vocabulary for this.
She is making it up as she goes, in a terrain that no one in her family has ever navigated. At level 5, the trap is isolation. The financial progress is real. The community that understands it, that can hold the complexity of first-generation wealth, that knows what it means to have crossed a line your parents never crossed, is small and hard to find.
Level 6. The proof. Net worth $2 million plus. Age range, and you became evidence. Not a testimonial. Not a success story formatted for consumption. Evidence. The living, daily, unremarkable proof that the starting point is not the ending point. That the background noise can be rewritten. That the model absorbed in childhood is not a life sentence. Nadia is here at 51. She has had the conversation with her niece that nobody had with her. Not a lecture, a conversation. The vocabulary that was never in the background noise of Nadia's childhood is now in the background noise of someone else's. That is the compounding that no account statement measures. At level 6, wealth is no longer the point. The point is what the wealth made possible, the options it created, the fears it removed, and the specific freedom of a person who knows that the next bad month is not an emergency. Here is what I want you to hold.
The person who starts from zero is not behind. They are at the beginning, which is exactly where every person who ever built anything was, at the beginning, with no evidence yet that it would work, making the first decision in the dark. The first-generation builder does not have a head start. They have something different. They have the specific clarity that comes from building something that was not given, the knowledge, earned and not inherited, that the structure is real because you built it yourself. You cannot borrow a model from a family that did not have one. You have to build the model. And the building of the model is the work that nobody sees, and that compounds the same way everything else compounds. Quietly, slowly, and then suddenly in a way that changes everything. Where you start is not where you finish. The $214 is not the story. What you do next is the story. The Zero Start Audit. 4 moves before anything else. Move 1. Name the background noise. Write down the beliefs about money you absorbed growing up. Not the ones you chose, the ones you inherited. You cannot replace a story you have not identified. The identification is the first act of financial independence. Move 2. Get the free money first. If your employer offers a 401k match and you are not taking the full match, you are leaving a 50% to 100% guaranteed return unclaimed. This is the highest returning investment available to most people and the most consistently ignored. Fix this before any other financial decision. Move 3. Build the emergency fund before the investment account, not instead of, before. Move 4. Invest before you feel ready. The feeling of readiness does not precede the first investment. It follows it. Every level of building wealth from zero has been entered by people who were not ready and did it anyway. Readiness is not the gate. Action is the gate. Readiness comes after. The start is not the obstacle. The start is the point. There is a version of you in 20 years. In one version, the background noise won. Not loudly, not in a single defeat, quietly. In the accumulated weight of comparisons that demoralized, of first investments never made, of waiting to feel ready, of a model never built because the building felt too far from the starting point to be real. In the other version, you started with $50, with $500, with whatever the number was on the Tuesday when something shifted and the assumption broke open and the zero stopped being a ceiling and became a floor. And 20 years of small, consistent, unsexy, unwitnessed decisions compounded into something that no one in your family had before. Something that changed the conversation. Something that changed the background noise that the next generation will inherit.